7 Natural ways to lower your cholesterol levels. 1. Focus on monounsaturated fats. As opposed to saturated fats, unsaturated fats have at least one double chemical bond that changes the way your body uses them. Monounsaturated fats have only one double bond. Some recommend a low-fat diet for weight loss, but research is mixed on its effectiveness in controlling blood cholesterol. One research report acknowledged that lower fat intake is an effective way to reduce blood cholesterol levels. However, researchers were concerned over potential negative effects of low-fat diets, such as lowering HDL, good cholesterol, and increasing triglycerides. In contrast, research has shown that a diet high in monounsaturated fats, such as the Mediterranean diet, helps reduce levels of harmful LDL and increase levels of healthy HDL. Monounsaturated fats may also reduce the oxidation of cholesterol, according to research. Oxidized cholesterol can react with free radicals and contribute to clogged arteries. This can lead to atherosclerosis or heart disease. Overall, monounsaturated fats are healthy because they decrease harmful LDL cholesterol, increase good HDL cholesterol, and reduce harmful oxidation. Here are a few great sources of monounsaturated fats. Some are also good sources of polyunsaturated fat. Olive oil. Nuts, such as almonds, cashews, pecans, and macadamias. Canola oil. Avocados. Nut butters. Olives. 2. Use polyunsaturated fats, especially omega-3s. Polyunsaturated fats have multiple double bonds that make them behave differently in the body than saturated fats. Research shows that polyunsaturated fats reduce LDL, bad cholesterol, and decrease the risk of heart disease. For example, one study replaced saturated fats in 115 adults' diets with polyunsaturated fats for 8 weeks. By the end of the study, total and LDL, bad cholesterol levels were reduced by about 10%. Polyunsaturated fats also may reduce the risk of metabolic syndrome and type 2 diabetes. Another study changed the diets of 4,220 adults, replacing 5% of their calories from carbohydrates with polyunsaturated fats. Their blood glucose and fasting insulin levels decreased, indicating a decreased risk of type 2 diabetes. Omega-3 fatty acids are an especially heart-healthy type of polyunsaturated fat. They're found in seafood and fish oil supplements. Especially high amounts occur in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, herring, deep-sea tuna like bluefin or albacore, shellfish, to a lesser degree, including shrimp. Other sources of omega-3s include seeds and tree nuts, but not peanuts. 3. Avoid trans fats. Trans fats are unsaturated fats that have been modified by a process called hydrogenation. This is done to make the unsaturated fats in vegetable oils more stable. The resulting trans fats are not fully saturated and are called partially hydrogenated oils, PHOs. They are solid at room temperature, which gives more texture than unsaturated liquid oils to products like spreads, pastries, and cookies. Their increased texture, as well as shelf stability, is what makes trans fats so attractive to food companies. But partially hydrogenated trans fats are handled differently in the body than other fats, and not in a good way. Trans fats increase total cholesterol and LDL but decrease beneficial HDL. The Food and Drug Administration, FDA, banned artificial PHOs, better known as trans fats, in processed foods in the United States as of 2018. The deadline was extended to January 1, 2020, to allow products already produced to work through distribution. The World Health Organization, WHO, made a global call for the elimination of industrially produced trans fats from the global food supply by 2023. Foods that commonly contain trans fats include margarine and shortening, pastries and other baked goods, some microwavable popcorn, fried fast foods, some pizzas, non-dairy coffee creamer. A study of global health patterns found that consumption of excess trans fats, coupled with insufficient polyunsaturated fats and excess saturated fats, are a significant cause of coronary heart disease mortality globally. In the United States, and in an increasing number of other countries, food companies are required to list the amount of trans fats in their products on nutrition labels. However, these labels can be misleading, because companies are allowed to round down when the amount of trans fat per serving is less than 0.5 grams per serving. This means some foods contain trans fats even though their labels say 0 grams of trans fat per serving. To avoid being misled, be sure to read the ingredients list in addition to the nutrition label. If a product contains partially hydrogenated oil, it contains trans fats and should be avoided. 4. Eat soluble fiber. Soluble fiber is a group of different compounds in plants that dissolve in water and that humans can't digest. However, the beneficial bacteria that live in your intestines can digest soluble fiber. In fact, they require it for their own nutrition. Research has shown that these good bacteria, also called probiotics, can help reduce LDL levels. A research review confirmed earlier findings that whole grains, which contain substantial amounts of fiber, decrease both total cholesterol and LDL cholesterol levels compared with control groups. The good news is that the whole grains were not shown to decrease levels of the good HDL cholesterol. Soluble fiber can also help increase the cholesterol benefits of taking a statin medication. One study published in 2014 suggested that, in a group of adults over 45, the use of statins combined with an increase in eating whole grain foods rich in fiber was associated with healthier lipoprotein profiles. The benefits of soluble fiber stretches to many other diseases. A large review of several studies found high fiber intakes of both soluble and insoluble fiber reduce the risk of death over 17 years by nearly 15%. Some of the best sources of soluble fiber include oat cereals, beans and lentils, Brussels sprouts, fruits, peas, flax seeds. Fiber supplements like psyllium are also safe and inexpensive sources of soluble fiber. 5. Exercise. Exercise is a win-win for heart health. Not only does it improve physical fitness and help combat obesity, but it also reduces harmful LDL and increases beneficial HDL. The AHA advises that 150 minutes of moderate aerobic exercise a week is enough to lower cholesterol levels. In one study, 12 weeks of combined aerobic and resistance exercise reduced the especially harmful oxidized LDL in 20 overweight women. They exercised 3 days per week with 15 minutes each of aerobic activity including walking and jumping jacks, resistance band training and low-intensity Korean dance. While even low-intensity exercise like walking increases HDL, making your exercise longer and more intense increases the benefit. Ideally, aerobic activity should raise the heart rate to about 75% of its maximum. Resistance training should be 50% of maximum effort. Activity that elevates the heart rate to 85% of its maximum increases HDL and also decreases LDL. The longer the duration, the greater the effects. Resistance exercise can decrease LDL even at moderate intensity. At maximum effort it also increases HDL. Increasing the number of sets or repetitions increases the benefit. Some research disputes the effectiveness of moderate exercise at reducing cholesterol levels. One research review found that low to moderate aerobic exercise did not reduce the levels of LDL, except in several studies limited to specific populations. Another study involving sedentary young women also found no change in lipid profiles after 8 weeks of different types of exercises. Researchers still recommended moderate exercise, especially for sedentary individuals, as it may help lower some specific sized LDL particles called subfractions. 6. Maintain a healthy for you weight. Having excess weight or obesity can increase your risk of developing high cholesterol levels. Every 10 pounds of excess fat produces roughly 10 milligrams of cholesterol per day. The good news is that losing weight, if you have excess weight, can decrease your cholesterol levels. Research shows that people who lost between 5 to 10% of their weight significantly reduced their total cholesterol and LDL cholesterol levels, as well as triglycerides. Those who lost more than 10% of their weight reduced cholesterol and triglyceride levels significantly more. One study involving weight loss for women found that a diet high in healthy oils lowered both good and bad cholesterol. Women with overweight or obesity engaged in a 1-year behavioral weight loss program and randomly assigned to one of 3 diets: low fat and high carbohydrate, low carbohydrate and high fat, low carbohydrate and walnut-rich high fat. The walnut-rich diet affected cholesterol levels the most. It decreased LDL and increased HDL. The high-fat, low-carb group, whose diet emphasized monounsaturated fats, did not have the same beneficial cholesterol results as the walnut-rich diet group, whose diet emphasized polyunsaturated fatty acids. Overall, weight loss has a double benefit on cholesterol by decreasing harmful LDL and increasing beneficial HDL. Work with your doctor closely to determine a nutrient-dense and sustainable weight loss plan. 7. Avoid smoking. Smoking increases the risk of heart disease in several ways. One of these is by changing how the body handles cholesterol. The immune cells in smokers are unable to return cholesterol from vessel walls to the blood for transport to the liver. This damage is related to tobacco tar, rather than nicotine. These dysfunctional immune cells may contribute to the faster development of clogged arteries in smokers. Cigarettes contain a toxic chemical compound called acrolein that can be absorbed into the bloodstream through the lungs. Scientists believe it impairs how HDL in the body transports cholesterol and thereby increases LDL levels, which may lead to the development of heart disease. Giving up smoking, if possible, can help reverse these harmful effects.